shaken here in the heart of Silicon Valley. Chris Marlowe, Paul Sunderland, championship final action. As you see, Guadalupe River Park, that's what this place is technically called, the San Jose Open. Johnson Stoklos, Steffes. Karchin can't have to win two, just like they did last week, and wind is going to be a huge factor. It is blowing very, very hard right now as Steffes gets the first kill. So Kent Steffes will serve. He's 6'4", 210, 25 years old. The AVP Rookie of the Year back in '89. Last week he tied the greatest, Ron Von Hagen, at 62. And he'll serve Randy Stoklos.
No, wait, nobody! Go, 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 go!
Steffes left hands it up, and AJ paws it over.
Steffes doing an outstanding job getting to that ball, and Karch just got it on him very, very quickly. Could not bump set the ball. This is a great shot. This is slicing it off from 10 feet off the net. Steffes is there, a play Karai would normally set.
There's a pretty good set there, and Steffes puts it straight down. So Steffes with a couple of quick kills, going for another Kill Loop Kill Award, which will be presented. All-American for Karch, 4 years, 33 years old. And it's off Karch, out of bounds. Good shot, Adam Johnson.
I really think Adam Johnson is the key here today. I think he's really got to come up with a good, strong defensive performance. And, you know, he was Defensive Player of the Year last year, if my memory serves me correctly, on the AVP Tour. And he needs to be able to dig balls, particularly against Kent Steffes when he's in the angle.
Got to come up with the big digs on an important play. We'll see if AJ can do that today. No score, just the start of our final as the service error registered. And the ball back to Steffes. Steffes and Karai on the good side. Ooh, straight down goes Randy Stoklos.
No doubt about the call that time, maybe reminiscent of last week. Adam Johnson said, hey, I called it for my big partner, Randy Stoklos, now 33 years of age. Has had such a phenomenal career. Most of it, of course, was St. John Smith.
Karch, and Karch chopping inside.
Randy Stoklos, we talked about how much better he was attacking the ball, but Karch returning the favor here, slicing and dicing so sharply inside the block.
Serve just long. And now Johnson will have the ball. He's won 10 titles. Got a couple last year. 1991 U.S. Open champion with Ricky Ludes. That's tight, and Karch able to jam up and over. Karch still benefiting from very springy legs. He once jumped over 40 inches indoors.
Yeah, 40 plus, 44, 45, and this is just high pokey over the top. And when you have his physical abilities, you get a set that's too tight to the net. You just say, okay, legs take over. Over the top you go.
Steffes with the serve. Once again, Karchin can't have to win two. 1 game to 15, and then another double final to 7. Stoklos and Johnson just 1 game. 1 game to 15 to win their first tournament of the year.
First tournament, of course, ever together.
Karch. And both teams siding out very well off the bat. So here is Karch. Blocked by Steffes. Solid point.
Kent Steffes improving all the time on his blocking, in particularly, I think, reaching way over into the angle.
1-0 Karai Steffes. Tough serving. And it's off Steffes that time, out of bounds.
Control the attack side out. Johnson going back to serve.
So Adam Johnson, who's 29 years old now, been a pro for 6 years. And he's into the net again. So the second service error for Johnson.
Tough to jump serve, of course. Randy Stoklos, Adam Johnson on the bad side, and indeed the bad side. Wind blowing probably about 15 miles per hour at their backs. It's difficult to control the toss, control the jump serve.
Stoklos is passing beautifully. That time Karch was there.
No one.
AJ, and AJ looks much, much stronger on the right at the moment. Take time out. 1-0 is our score. Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland. Miller Lite Open here in San Jose, downtown San Jose. A nice place to have a volleyball tournament. San Jose, a growing city, the 3rd largest on the West Coast now. Lots to do here, Paul. We were out shaking and baking in the nightlife.
The downtown
night.
area has been redone, renewed. Lots of beautiful hotels.
To the biggest sports bar on the West Coast last night, I think. And Karch gobbles it up, looking for a point. And
Stokey might have gotten hurt.
Might have hurt his shoulder. He had his arms out in the sand, and here comes the medical crew.
That looked bad. He got his wrist caught underneath himself. He just couldn't go for the ball. Now that he's moving his wrist, I'm glad to see that. I thought that he dislocated his shoulder.
Look how many people came out.
The valuable property. Wow. What do you think if Joe Montana goes down? None of the guys on the Kansas City Chiefs medical staff run out? Look at, he got his wrist caught in the sand and just rolled right over the top of it. Boy, that looked bad when he first did it. Here it is once again. Just buries his hand in the sand and it doesn't drive through. He rolled his wrist. Boy, that could have been a lot worse.
Stokey says, hey, get away from me, I'm okay. And he's in receive posture, 2-0. They'll try Stoklos. Let's see if he bombs one. Yes, he does. Nice shot by Stoklos. 2-0, Karaj Steffes lead. So Adam Johnson, he was born in Portland, Oregon, lived in Redondo Beach for 8 months, back in Spokane, Washington for 5 years, then Manhattan Beach and Laguna Beach. He moved around a lot as a youngster. As that ball put away by Steffes. There's AJ.
No one.
Johnson looking good.
Nice control from the right side. Again, the adjustment that Adam Johnson, or any player for that matter, has to make moving from left side to right side or vice versa. It's very, very difficult. Location of set and particularly trouble shots. Good ball control as a spiker. And Adam Johnson's getting better each week on the right side.
Steffes cranks it down the line. Score remains 2-0.
Johnson and Stoklos talking an awful lot about their blocking and defensive strategy.
You know, a short serve to Stoklos right now. He's awfully deep. Karch whacks it hard.
Over.
Perfect set.
Nice shot.
And Stoklos getting the call from Johnson. And once again, they're talking about it.
Really working hard to communicate. This is a team with high expectations, a history of winning, and has yet to break through in '94.
116 career wins. Of course, 114 of those with St. John Smith. Ball is up, chance for a point. Stokey, not yet. Karch was there to dig it. And Karch chops it. Stokey set. And out of the reach of Steffes. That was a pretty good play because Stokey got his knuckle up. It looked like he was going to poke it line. He kind of fisted it sideways.
Changed the direction. A lot of people say, hey, look, if he comes out with a knuckler, he can only go straight ahead. Well, for most players can. The average bear can, but not Randy Stoklos. Up with a knuckle and then change the direction. Great shot.
2-1 is our score. Karch and Kent lead. And Johnson with a beautiful dig.
Can't swing. No one.
Nobody up. Oh, what a shot! Adam Johnson cutting some lippies.
Coming out of nowhere with a sleeveless look today. AJ, remember I said the key, digging Steffes, hard cross court, and then slices the ball right back at him. Steffes was very surprised by that shot.
Steffi stuck in the mud on that one. 2-2.
And Stoklos and Johnson, excuse me, Chris, have gotten a couple of points from the bad side. Very important.
So it's good to get points from the bad side.
Absolutely. They're worth like a 1.2 points as opposed to just one.
First referee's Jim Leonard. He blows the whistle. Kent Steffes attacking. Stoklos is passing pretty well so far.
And over.
And Stoklos is hitting pretty well so far. Big Randy with the crank.
A lot of confidence here from Randy Stoklos, disdaining some calls and just choosing to go ahead and rip.
There's Jim Leonard, the self-proclaimed best referee on the AVP Tour. And Brent Lee is the umpire.
Here. Nobody!
Steffes, and that is Steffes' shot. If he's in trouble, if he's having trouble, he's lobbing deep into the corner.
Away from his body, that's where he wants to go. A lot of people say go deep middle, and certainly that's a favorable and popular choice, but Steffes is good down the line.
That's out of bounds. Johnson and Stoklos will have it. So Adam Johnson to put the ball in play, looking for that win. If he can get it, he has not won since he played with Brooke Vandeweghe and got a victory in San Antonio, Texas last year. And off the top, out of the reach as Karch gets the kill.
And if you hear jet engines, you hear jet engines. We are right in the glide path of San Jose International Airport.
And Reno Air is just going right above us about every 15-20 minutes.
Much like the sound you hear from Flushing Meadows in New York during the U.S. Open.
2-2 championship final. Trying to pound it at Stokey.
And come on, come on!
Kent is there. What a set.
Over. Come on, come on!
And the put away. Beautiful play.
That is a phenomenal play. First by Steffes with a one-handed bandit dig, and then Kirai set him from the good side in the wind, way, way up in the air. Fabulous play for the side change.
Stop number 10 on the AVP 1994 Tour. Chris Marlowe, Paul Sunderland. Little Light Open here in San Jose. Johnson and Stoklos trying to hang on here. Kirai and Steffes have been magnificent. They are not missing passes. They are not missing sets. They are making tremendous defensive plays. And they lead 11-4.
Now the question is, Johnson and Stoklos should not be tired. It's been beautiful conditions here. They've only played a couple of matches this morning, the semifinals and finals of the winner's bracket, which they won. Now, do they really push hard and try to win this game to 15, or do they try to just conserve some energy for the game to 7?
I think you have to try to establish momentum and try to play a little better.
Well, I brought it up because they're on the good side. I think now's the time for them to push. If they can get 4 of the 5 on the good side, then they're going to really be feeling good whether they win, lose this game, and then move on. But they need to make a move somehow right now.
You know, stranger things have happened, Paul. Oh, Stoklos called double contact.
It was a double hit, Randy.
Second throw called on Stoklos. I can't remember ever 2 throws in one game.
I remember going through a season where St. John Smith was getting virtually every serve, and Randy Stoklos just comes out with a little spin where Randy Stoklos had about 5 throws all summer. Yeah. And he was setting hundreds of balls every weekend.
12-4. Well, I can attest, when you get a little older, Stokey is 33, that your touch is not as good. You lose your hand-eye coordination. Most great players cannot set with their hands as well at the end of their career as they can at the beginning of their career.
Lose a little suppleness in your hands, and your hands get so beat. Here's Randy Stoklos up there blocking every time. Right. I mean, if you look at his hands, his fingers are bent and broken and chiseled, and
been just a historical rundown of players that have lost their setting touch. Stokey, pretty good fake there. A little pump fake from Stokey. A little step out. There it was.
The juke. Actually, when you see this happen, that means I ran under the ball. I mistimed it and got by.
12-4, Karch and Kent. Johnson, no. They rule it down.
Good try by AJ in Steffes' angle. That's the play you got to make. He's dug him a couple of times over there, but has to continue to be a threat. Steffes got to feel that if he hits the ball cross court, Adam Johnson's going to be there. That's tight.
Steffes has it. Karch has to play it over and out. Trying to lob it in, could not. I think the theory for Karch and Kent, we're going 2 games. We hope to go to 2 games. We're going to serve Stoklos relentlessly and wear him out.
Wear him out, right. A minute 30 approximately left on the clock right now, and whatever is left, they're going to make Stoklos work for it.
Over.
Let me ask you a question. Theoretically, if Stoklos and Johnson wanted to say right now, we forfeit the rest of this game, let's get on with the 7-pointer, could they do that and save energy and just say, forget this game?
You know, I don't know the rule per se, but I don't think you can do that. Because, well, if you forfeit a game, then you're forfeiting.
No, you just say, we're done. You know, serve 3.
Yeah, but I don't. Right, but I think you can do that all the time except in the finals in a double final situation.
Really?
And that just wouldn't make any sense.
Okay.
I mean, what if you were, you know, cramping? I mean, they could lay down. They could just let, you know, 3 balls in a row drop and do it sort of.
Or they could just walk
de
off and have
facto.
Karch and Kent serve it.
Right,
if you wanted to, just to conserve energy. Of course, they're in the winner's bracket. They should have the energy.
Oh, I don't think fatigue is the problem. I just think that Kurai and Steffes have stepped it up. And Johnson and Stoklos, and just of course, as you say that, Steffes chunks one into the net. But
Steffes measuring the net for a moment, saying, wow, it's 8 feet.
Looking at 12.
Of course, that's exactly how high the net is supposed to be in AVP, Men's Pro Beach Volleyball. 8 feet in the rule book.
Same height, of course, as the net indoors for Olympic International Collegiate Competition for men.
Might be some little metric difference there, I think.
There is metrically, but in the United States, it's 8 feet.
Okay. Stokey against Karch.
Ooh, that could have been a throw. That was worse than Stoklos, as I thought.
Karch and Kent don't complain all that much about referees' calls.
Up 12-5.
Yeah,
not much to worry about.
Cut. And it's off Johnson, out of bounds. So Johnson up there blocking for once.
Maybe a time where Stoklos and Johnson are deciding that with a minute left, this game is gone. And Randy Stoklos going to conserve his legs a little bit for the double final, put Adam Johnson up there to do the blocking chores.
That's out. And AJ will put the ball in play. Does Adam Johnson wear a toupee? We'll investigate. No. Nice hair there. He's got the wedgie. You know anybody on tour that wears a toupee?
No.
Not yet, but some guys soon may be needing them.
No, it's all real.
We're not going to name names on that one, are we? No. 12-5, Kurai, Steffes, Stoklos, and Johnson.
You can hear the wind in some of our courtside microphones. Difficult challenge for the players.
Steffes has the dig. He's coming on the left. Sunderland likes him on the left. And Stoklos digs him on the left. Karch back the other way.
That's out of here.
Nice play by Stoklos and Johnson.
Okay, good play by everybody. Kurai just putting a little bit too much wood on it at the end of this play. Again, they're on the good side. Kent just trying to pop this ball up someplace, somewhere to hit the ball. Karch lobs it up there, and the wind just does the rest of the work, or damage.
41 seconds to play. Clock definitely going to be a factor unless Ace City comes quickly. Johnson up high. Point.
AJ, a much underrated, unknown quantity as a blocker because you just never see him up there, just like Mike Dodd for years and years. Everybody said, he can't block. That's why Hobbs up there, but that wasn't the case at all.
That's going to be a point. Johnson and Stoklos unload and get a point. Maybe too little too late, however. 12-7. We could do that 4 or 5 more times.
Problem is he goes to 12-8 here and then has to go to the bad side. But this is indeed a little bit of positive feeling and good momentum. They can say, hey, sure, they beat us that game. We beat them earlier, but we're playing better now as we move into the crucial double final game to 7.
The key for Johnson and Stoklos is to play as aggressively as they can. I think one thing, when Johnson misses serves, he's not going all out. He's not ripping the ball.
Right.
He should just go back there and say, screw it. I'm going to hit the ball as hard as I can. If it goes up near Marlowe and Sunderland, fine. If it goes into the court, that's even better. If it goes into the crowd, fine.
But don't serve it at 50% and
no, just
still
whack
miss
the
it.
thing.
Yeah.
Whack the crap out of it.
There, I concur.
Okay, let's see it.
Concur.
Stokey down 12-7. See, now Stokey's just all out, reaming it.
Well, he knows that's his only chance, wants to get...
And Johnson is there again, and Karch can't believe it. A USC Trojan is stuffing the king of the beach. We're coming back. 28 seconds remain, 12-8. About 28.5 seconds for Johnson and Stokey to get it done. It's not much time. They're going over to the bad side. I would say if they're on the good side, they might have a chance to whip up some aces, but this would be a comeback of immense proportions if they could pull this off. Johnson's been blocking well. And it's over the top and down. Karch and Kent trying to run up the clock so we can get to the double final.
Stokey stayed out, practiced his jump serve the entire side change, hoping to get an ace there, close it to 12-9. Now, I think this game to 15 is over, and we'll be looking again, double final, same two teams.
No one.
There was a very interesting moment earlier today in the finals of winners bracket. There was timeout. Both teams were playing against each other. It was very tight action and very tense, and Karch was practicing his jump serve during the timeout, and he served one and bounced and hit Stoklos in the butt. And Stoklos wasn't looking, and Stokey was really mad. Guess it had a little more bounce to it, but I wasn't sure if you could do that. Can you practice your jump serve during a timeout? I guess you can. Steffes to Johnson. And Stokey, what a fake by Stokey.
You can reach over the net and fake as long as you don't contact the ball. Okay. Rules used to be you couldn't reach over the net at any time, but with blocking over, Stoklos getting up there, aggressive fake. Karch is on it, and then the double hit.
Just not enough time. 11.5 seconds.
No.
And he's got to serve an ace or two right here to get him into position. And that's
taking some time. Yeah, they're just going to set and pass the ball up in the air.
And Johnson trying to go. Nice shot by AJ. And still a chance. Yep, there's still a chance. They'll get to 10. Now he's got to whip the ace. He's got to whip a naked spader, a naked ace. Can't have anybody touch it. And then they put the last ball in play.
I tell you, Johnson and Stoklos are capturing the momentum,
right,
and they're getting the crowd here. Crowd didn't like that Kirai and Steffes were just running out the clock.
He's got to have a winner here. Got to be a naked winner.
Out.
Ooh. And that would have done it. Still 1 second remaining. But a nice comeback by Stoklos and Johnson. They did what Paul Sunderland said they had to do. And now Stoklos one more play, and Stokey going to show that he is still ready. So now we go double final. Second time in 2 weeks. Stoklos and Johnson, Kirai, Steffes for the title.